Hey everyone, this is the LEGO Speed Champions Lamborghini Lambo. I kid you not. Lamborghini Lambo V12 Vision Gran Turismo. 230 pieces for this. The set cost $27 US, the usual, and this is not based on a real car. Technically, there is a 1-to-1 scale model that rolls around, but ultimately this was built for Gran Turismo, the game series. This is one of those marketing platform things. It's a concept car that you can play as in the game just to kind of get you more hyped about the brand. These are always eclectic designs, very low, super aerodynamic, and this one's no exception. I think this might be the weirdest build that LEGO has done for a car to date. I mean, this thing has some strange connections, some strange angles on it. Some of the stuff just almost doesn't make sense, but at the end of the day, what you get is this, and I think that this is a wonderful model. I enjoyed putting it together. I will admit that I am biased in favor of the source material. I like the design of the car itself. If you don't like the design of the car itself, then obviously, a model isn't necessarily going to do anything for you. But if you are into collecting Speed Champions and you like their builds, this is definitely going to bring you some interesting, unique experiences putting it together. This has a ton of prints, also a ton of stickers, and you gain a lot in its overall look of the finished product if you are careful about sticker placement, where you align things. That axle end you see right there is a little bit awkward if you're looking from this low angle, but at least it's black, and overall, I just personally find this to be very compelling. It's so ridiculously flat. Here's the included minifigure. I mean, this is probably the smallest 8-wide era Speed Champions car that they'll ever make, unless they go back to making like a mini or something. It just does not have a lot of volume. It's also not too solid because it has a lot of gaps where the arrow is open on the quote-unquote real thing, and this tried to approximate that and not fill up open spaces too much, which in turn results in some of the really, really weird building techniques. I mean, stuff going on back here. You got some upside down stuff. Sorry, these are rotated just a little bit. Those actually don't attach very well. Those gauntlet pieces there. That's definitely the weakest thing of all of this, especially if you ever touch it, they tend to move around. Not a big fan of that, but I am definitely liking how it ends up, how it works out, the look of it. Also, the angles of these. This represents the huge diffuser at the back. So these two halves move separately and you have to angle them just right. It's easy to get them like that or to push it down a little bit too far. I suppose you could leave it just straight out like that, but I think it's supposed to be up a little bit compared to that. This is, for example, a sticker here, but then this is a print. Notice that the fender pieces are actually printed. The color, in case you have any question about that, the main color here is olive green, LEGO's normal olive green. The print here is because they wanted to use black pieces for the fenders, so that here from the top, you would not see olive. If the whole fender was done in olive, then this would be olive. You've got printed pieces here. That's a print. That's a print as well. Sticker obviously used here. Print used here. Sticker used. Nope, sorry. This one was a print down there at the bottom. Print here at the front with a nice gold on the logo for Lamborghini there. Print on this wedge plate piece. Print for the windscreen as well. Stickers used back here. Highly, highly recommend aligning these the way that I did, more towards the rear, so you get that better continuation of the green coming through. Stickers interestingly placed on the textured surfaces of these multi-angle pieces right here. Also sticker on top. That's the side of a piece. That's a rotated piece right there at the tip of my thumb. Print right there, sticker right here. So that tiny little bit of extra line right there is done with the sticker. These are stickers back here. Very, very controversial. Putting small stickers on the sides of plates, but honestly, they weren't that difficult. They're not that bad. If you hate stickers, you shouldn't be looking at Speed Champions at all. I love the stickers that are used on the side of this central fin piece because it leaves just that little bit of line, just the red line sticking out at the end, and it's helpful again to try to get the sticker aligned in a favorable way, but you can kind of use your judgment there. Lots of little bits of color coming through. These are prints for the exclusive, in this case, the exclusive wheel covers specifically just for this car. Another sticker used right there. You know, the closer you get to this, the less perfect it looks, but honestly, I mean, look at how close we're looking at this right now. This is something that's made out of Lego, and the level of detail here is pretty fantastic. You even used a bunch of transparent blue in this for some of the areas to give just a little bit of suggestion of a glow. Because, for example, these are supposed to be lights here, so it's very futuristic, very cyberpunk. You do need to be careful lining up the wing elements back here. They're completely separate sub-assemblies. Like I said, it's just weird. The whole thing is just weird. It's not that fragile. There's some parts on it that you don't want to mess with too much because you need to get, or you want to get the alignment just right. But none of it is beyond what I would find to be reasonable for what this is. It's such a difficult subject to capture. Now, this does hold a person in there, in the driver's seat. They've got a yoke there. This will fold up, and the person sits down in there between two panel pieces that are set on their sides. They essentially do need to lay all the way on their back, almost completely on their back, but there is room for it. They made it work in this tiny space, and the windscreen does close down all the way. Not all regular, normal height Speed Champions cars have been able to pull that off. A number of them have actually touched the top of the helmet, and you do need to use the helmet definitely, but still it works. That's a crazy trick to be able to fit in this tiny space with this much going on all around it, all this preparation to get these weird angles and these strange attachments with lots of gap in between. This is impressive. Here's what the minifigure looks like by itself. Again, more of the relatively rare olive green color. And I think this could have used some print around the side of the legs. Otherwise, you know, it's unique, it's different, and it's cool to get. Also does come with, as you saw, a hairpiece like so. I don't know if this represents a specific driver or not, but this is what you get. Please forgive any dust you might see here, but this is a comparison between the Lego Speed Champions version and what the actual Lamborghini Lambo V12 Vision Gran Turismo looks like, because this is a scale model of it. This is a Maisto 1/18 scale die-cast / plastic toy that is a perfect exact replica, with the exception of the finest details. I mean, this is really what the thing looks like. And for Lego to be that close, just at first glance, that already looks like a win to me. Yeah, the color is not perfect, but this is definitely the closest color that Lego has in their entire inventory. I just noticed there's a little bit of a tweak in the chassis there, just a tiny bit from corner to corner. I might need to push some things down a little bit, but this I think speaks very well to what Lego has been able to pull off here. And I think this shows that they've been very successful from every angle. This opens up pretty much the same way. No openable engine compartment back here. Oh, check out the rear. The rear looked weird, right? With the extractor style exhaust inside of the diffuser assemblies. So it's the exact same things over here. Lego has definitely done their homework. They've been careful about this, and they've been very purposeful in the design elements that were chosen here. Even the overall shape is really fantastically close for something that's made from bricks, you know, and is at this small of a scale. Speed Champions are big cars relative to minifigures, but this one isn't that big relative to a minifigure, especially by today's standards. And they've done it. They've done it right. I couldn't ask for it to be better, honestly. I mean, even from a top view, just the diffusers on the Lego ones stick out a little bit more. It's too bad there are so few leftover pieces with only one of the nice special prints. This is what the sticker sheet looked like. Yep, there's a lot of work there. I thought it was worth it. Again, this was $27 US. It's 27 euros, 22 pounds UK, or $35 Canadian for 230 pieces. Did I gush too much in this video right here? Way more than usual, and probably, yes, too much. But I'm not just gushing based on my like of the source material. I'm mostly coming from the perspective of someone who has spent a fair amount of time designing custom things from scratch with the limitations of the Lego system. And I just have so much respect for the work that's been done here, because this is hard. This is very, very difficult, especially to make, even though it does have some kind of fragile bits that require some fiddling to get them aligned right, to make it something that does hit Lego's requirements for ease of build. Now, this is an advanced build. It's not like a 6+. It's not a city car. It definitely requires more finesse, more care than, you know, a 6-wide car would. And it does have a lot of small pieces, 1x1s and 1x2s, a lot of things that can rotate as well and need to be rotated. But ultimately, I can pick this up and I'm not worried about it falling apart. I can roll it around. I can bump it into things and not worry about it falling apart. And that's a lot more than can be said about a whole lot of custom builds out there. This is just a different thing. You cannot compare a Lego ready to sell set to a custom build most of the time from most folks. A lot of folks really, really overestimate just how good they are at creating a durable build that anyone could just follow up and build, because they then put the instructions for them out on Rubricable or something, and people are like, yeah, this was rough. Compared to the Lego stuff, it's so much easier, and there's a lot of value in that. So I think that even though this is expensive by Lego standards, you know, they have increased the prices of these Speed Champions cars multiple times now, even at $27. I think this is worth it, even though it's small. I think this is worth it. This is a cut above even the very, very high standards they've already set. So am I gushing too much? Probably, but I don't know. I don't think I am. I think it's worth it. I think this is worthy. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.